Welcome to the Erasmus Foundation podcast. My name is Paul Nugent. Are you looking for answers to life and its meaning? Then this may well be the very podcast you need to listen to. In a series of podcasts, we are going to look at the difficult questions of life and apply spiritual knowledge to find out the answers. Hello. Today we are going to talk about luck, coincidence, and chance. And with me to discuss this is Padina from Spirit. Greetings, Padina.
Greetings to you.
So, Padina, is there such thing as luck, coincidence, and chance?
Well, in simplicity, I, from my land, the land of Spirit, would say there is no such thing. Really, these are words that man has invented to really explain something he does not understand. So if something happens and he thinks, that is a coincidence, he is not really fully realizing that in life, throughout the whole of the universe, is a plan. And things happen in accordance with this plan, created by the great mind, your God. And what it shows by coincidence, it means something falls into place, which is connected with something else, which is linked to perhaps something else again. However it is giving example of how everything is coordinated and put into an order that perhaps man does not always understand. Why should he? He does not have the mind that the great mind has, obviously.
Thank you, Padina. Why do you think people do believe in such things?
Well, because they lack knowledge and understanding of spirit, how the universe is ordered according to how the great mind has designed it. And therefore, coming to realization of something they do not understand, people will simply describe this as simply chance. Whereas what they might be referring to is what Spirit call the tapestry, where a person's life and the collective tapestry of the whole earth might then be seen to be designed and created and cause things to happen within the life, which mankind cannot explain in any other way by describing it as luck. But then that is how the tapestry, the individual tapestry of people's lives, is designed and preordained.
Many people believe in luck, coincidence, and chance. Many people, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And like anything in the universe, there's a reason and a purpose for everything. So is there a purpose why people believe in such things?
Well, the purpose is what they're really trying to understand. they are trying to put some definition, some explanation for something man cannot explain. So this is his attempt to define something he does not understand, and therefore brushes it aside by some meaningless example of luck or chance. Whereas in reality, it might very well be something that is meant to happen, that has been designed within the individual or the collective tapestry.
I mean, the word chance and luck are quite often used in gambling terms, aren't they? It's a game of chance and a game of luck, whether you've got a lucky hand or you've got a, whatever. Now, that in itself is quite dangerous, the gambling, but do they have a point at all? Or are we talking about some wider pattern here that the great minds designed?
Let us consider gambling. Now, the reality of that situation is that the purpose of gambling, organized by those who invent and create these games for the public, they are doing this knowing full well that they are to make a profit. And they are to do this at the loss of people's wealth and their monetary gain. It is not a gain, it is a loss. And inevitably, except for very rare occasions, will cause a person great distress, unhappiness, and it feeds a weakness that has been created within the person, which really needs some medical assistance to eradicate that weakness from within their being. People, I would suggest, very often need counseling for something which is really very often an illness. And why your world, your governments, the authorities within your lands allow this and even promote gambling is a mystery and surely should be stopped. Very few are gaining anything from this other than the organizers. It is destructive, it has no purpose, it doesn't create anything, it is just a misery for people who are locked into this very sad and debilitating habit.
Thank you, Bellina. Now, many people, if you ask them what they wanted out of life, they'd want to be a millionaire or something on those lines. And sometimes people win vast amounts of money in gambling and find that the money that they always craved has actually ruined their life, not improved it.
Indeed. And so very often, I cannot say every time, but so very often, that has been tapestried to happen for them.
Yes.
To teach them something, to give them the experience of this, and also to teach others who then witness the unhappy consequences of what is seen initially as a wondrous bounty.
Yes, because I've seen it so many times. People gain an awful lot of money and then find that they lose the friends. They don't know who their friends are because there are too many people, hangers on, and people want money from them. And also they move into a more richer environment and lose all their friends and find that they don't actually enjoy a good relationship with the new people that they've met. So it's a terrible thing. So why do people want to believe in chaos and a lack of order? Why do they not wish to recognize that there is a controlling force in the universe, do you think, Padina?
Through ignorance. It is very simple. But in the future, mankind is to learn more and more about his spiritual heritage. And the concept of chance, coincidence, or luck will be understood as really, as I said, something man attempts to define, a reality that he cannot fully understand. But once he does understand about life, spiritual life, and how things are to occur, then there will be no need for these words to describe something which is a little meaningless at times.
Yes. And one word we use so often in the foundation, probably every podcast we talk about tapestries has already been talked about here. So the workings of the tapestry and people getting to understand and appreciate how their life is mapped out is really the way to go, is it not?
It's crucial for a better understanding of life and of spirit, which must happen as your world goes forward into a new age of spiritual realization. And that will be the sixth civilization, the next one, which is not so far away now.
So, Padina, you gave me a line of text here about the rabbit's foot and how it didn't serve the rabbit very well, and perhaps we shouldn't trust to it. So, to finish off today, would you like to say what you feel about that, please?
Well, again, perhaps that emphasizes a lack of acceptance, that you or anyone would invest all of their being into the hope that all will happen as one might wish. But in reality, the great mind serves us with not always what we want, but what we need. And sometimes that might not always be recognized as something good or what we had hoped for. And the reality is that through life, of course, we make our own choices in life to a degree, and we live our life the best we can on the earth. But the reality is that there is a structure to our life which has been preordained, which accounts for many things which happen and will happen within the life. which are not always predictable to the person living that tapestry. And man perhaps must learn to have a little more acceptance that what will be, and is not really simply ordered according to some vague laws of chance or luck.
Thank you, Bettina. So we're coming to the end of our podcast yet again.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to say anything else before we finish?
No, I think enough is said on this subject. I just wish people to appreciate in a positive way how the great mind has concern for all and does everything he can to ensure we spiritually benefit from the opportunities we have when we come to live a life on earth and elsewhere, of course. So again, in time, man will come to the appreciation that he is not alone, he is not ignored and left to the realms of chance.
The Erasmus Foundation is a spiritual teaching and healing foundation based in Laxfield, Suffolk, in the United Kingdom. We have a webpage, www.erasmus-foundation.org. If you would like to be a guest on our podcast, or indeed have further questions for us, then please contact me on paul@erasmus-foundation.org, and we'll do our best to accommodate you. Thank you very much for listening.